Hello and welcome to the theElpyDimension. I'm your guide, Elpy, and we are here in bin number 3. Today is the 23rd of November, and I was in here last on the 9th, so it has been 14 days. And at that time, this population, I don't know if I think I keep expecting more from them because the other populations are larger. Even the neighboring bin number 4 that was also recovering from a die-off like this one, I feel like is doing better than this one. But I think this one had a die-off even more. So last time I added some leaves, dried mulched leaves over here, as well as a pumpkin an immature pumpkin. It did not get it. I was trying to grow it. It was a winter luxury pumpkin, and it did not get a chance to develop before it got cold. And it had experienced a freeze, so that might help the process of breaking down. You know what? We are going to start in the feeding zone. Oh, there's a worm. I was about to say, I know the leaves, I mean, they're moist. I remember I did dump a bunch of water on top. So we found one worm, but I'm really surprised that all I found is one worm. There's a cocoon. So that's good. At the same time, worms will lay cocoons in a sort of like, oh my god, we're dying. Hurry up and reproduce. Here is the stem of said pumpkin. Now it's been exactly 2 weeks. And I see seeds. Oh, I guess we had a banana too. Do we have a banana? We had a banana. And the banana has fruit fly maggots. How? You're way down here. Ah, yuck, the banana stinks. Makes me think then that I should take this. This should go with me. And go outside. Okay. I guess we got a couple bananas. A bunch of mites. And more fruit fly maggots. Those are gonna go out. But I don't see any worms. I also don't see any. I thought I saw seeds. Okay, there's a worm. I guess what I was looking at was not seeds from the pumpkin. Yeah, worms down here. And it is wet down there. So the pumpkin is gone. There's a pumpkin. How much? I can't know. There's no way to know, but how much of the pumpkin did the worms get? I mean, there's a lot of mites. Cocoon. I see springtails. You know, stuff that's either already in the bin or we know came in with the leaves, and that's fine. But, whenever I see the maggots, I always feel bad for the worms, because I'm like, those maggots are going to make easy work. There's a little baby worm. So, while it looks like a great feeding for the worms, it's also a great feeding for maggots. But, we got worms. They're all chilling at the bottom. And the bin we know ate the pumpkin. So that was not too much. It's pretty sloshy down here. Oh yeah, so we've got standing water. What do I mean by standing water? I don't know what's going on with my settings. My phone settings have changed themselves in the last couple of weeks to where they adjust to the lighting, and I can't fix it right now. Yeah, so see, there's actually pooling water. So that I don't want to see. And that is where that is why some people have holes in the bottoms of their bins and will drain that and use that, but I do not personally take that stance or agree with that stance. I just, you just monitor your bin, and when you see that, you do something about it. Such as you've got some toilet paper rolls already handy and some hair, which I don't actually want to dump all the toilet paper rolls in this spot because I'm sure that there's water elsewhere in the bin. But you just add dry. Just balance it out, if it's too wet, add some dry. So we'll put that wet stuff back down there. We'll move over to this corner. You hear the sloshing around. Not a lot of worms though. Nor does it look that wet. I got a couple more. Okay. I mean, we got a bunch of worms in here, but not like I would like to see. Let's go to this upper left corner. Sloshing about. And there's a worm. Not a whole lot. We found a nice collection of worms over in the feeding area, but I'm still not particularly impressed with how this population is coming along. So I need to do better. And yeah, it does have kind of a swampy, well, here's a bunch of worms. A swampy smell to it, as one would expect. Not sulfur, not that rotten egg smell, but it smells like a pond smell. Still anaerobic smell, I think you can say, but all right. These guys are getting more pumpkin today, though it is a mature pumpkin. It's not at all rotting yet. Might actually give them half. This whole half, I was thinking about breaking it up and giving some to the blue worm bin. I think I'll wait on feeding the blue worms tonight, though. Got some more sloshing around in there. There's a bunch of our friends. Looking mature and good. See that? There are good looking worms. It's not a big population over here, but I'm happy to see how they're looking. That's a mature red wiggler. See the big bulgy clitellum and then the red tip on the tail. don't think I've seen any glue-worms. We've seen evidence of glue-worms in here, so I'm not going to act like they're not in here, but perhaps this bin doesn't have enough activity in it, and so it's not with there being less activity, that also means there's going to be less heat produced as a byproduct. So perhaps that's part of the situation here as well. Give them some hair. And we will serve our pumpkin on a Jimmy John's bag. Dinner tonight for worm bin number 3 will be rotten vegetation stuffed pumpkin. That size of it will be hand stuffed at your table. That is, we have, oh, not quite rotten vegetation, fresh vegetation. We have a little bit of a rotting nasturtium leaf, and then a fresh couple of burdock leaves. As well, we will add some more fall leaves and another burdock leaf. And then we'll top it off with a rotting okra stem. Alright. Oh look, we still have remnants of the cabbage we fed like a month ago. How neat. Alright, I do have some leaves left, but I think I'm really kind of on a top bin number 1. Because this bin is not, you know, we need moisture for breeding, but what with the smell, I also need it to have a little bit more air. That said, all right. Okay, so we are going to be taking those bananas out of here. They're going to go outside into the outdoor compost. Hold on. I am going to add some more leaves that have been rained on. They are not mulched to the top of this bin. So, don't need it to dry out so much as I need it to air out. But this bin is 2/3 of the way full. Well, 3/4 of the way full. So is this one of our worms? So really material-wise, they're pretty good. Now, all right, well, I'm going to put the blanket on after I, because I got the blanket there. Their cardboard and a couple of pieces of paper bag are sitting over on bin 1, and I need to move around these banana skins. So, this population looks good. It's small. Like I said, they're healthy looking worms. They aren't really growing. So that's interesting to me. It's not a growing population. This population started as just red wigglers, but I've seen blue worms, although I didn't see any blue worms today. Not that I was necessarily looking. So, yeah. All right. You see they got this pumpkin. And how do you think it's going to go? What do you think if we actually make it back in a week? I think it's going to take them... Well, that pumpkin... 2 weeks later, but I think the mites and the fruit fly maggots are putting in a lot of work themselves. So that's why the reason I'm blaming the fruit fly maggots and the mites for eating most of that food is it's kind of hard to believe that. I mean, it wasn't a very big pumpkin, but this population is not very large, and I mean, so that wasn't a large feeding, and they didn't eat the bananas. Um, I mean, one of the bananas, some of it. Anyways, I feel like, did they really get that thing chomped down like that? I don't know. Let's check back in a week and just see how this is coming along. All right, thanks you so much for your time and your interest. I appreciate you. I hope to hear from you in the comments and see you around in the future. Be safe, be well. Bye for now.